Performer tonight. He is a mainstay in music festivals all over the world, from California to Croatia to Canada, and tonight to the District of Columbia. Please put your hands together for the very funny Stephen Joseph Campbell!
Hey, hello! It's so good to see everybody. Hello! Yo, Caitlin was funny. Give it up for Caitlin real quick. Yes, give it up for this fucking jacket. The jacket. I just got this jacket today. I went to my stylist. I was like, can you highlight how short my shins are? I think it looks great. I've had like a lot of comments on the jacket today. No compliments, lots of comments. Somebody said it looked like I got kicked out of a Build-A-Bear. And like, I don't even know what that scenario is. Like, am I in there just gutting Build-A-Bears, just making a teddy bear jacket? I don't even know what it meant. I knew it was an insult, but I just... Somebody told me I looked like if Muzzy would have started pimping instead of becoming a linguist. And again, like I know that's not nice, but I don't know how to be insulted by it. I used to live in DC, and I moved to New York in March. So it's really nice to be back in DC. I got some friends in here. Yeah. Hey. But people are really forward in New York. Like, really forward. Like, I was at this bar recently, and this girl walked by, and she was gorgeous, right? And so I kind of gave her, like, a little bit of, like a once-over, right? And as I looked up, I saw this dude across the bar giving me, like, a head nod. And it's this universal head nod that guys have that says, yo, I seen you, seeing her. I seen her, too. And so I gave him a head nod back, a point of the finger, a universal response that guys have that says, yo, I seen you seeing me seeing her. Good day to you. And so I turned around and I started talking to my friends that I come to the bar there with. And about 5 minutes later, this dude I just had this nonverbal conversation with, he comes up behind me, whispers in my ear in front of all my friends, hey man, I would have eaten a snack pack pudding out that girl's ass. Which we can all agree is a very odd thing to say to a stranger. Right? But he put his hand up for a high five and all these thoughts started swirling through my head. First thought, snack pack. The brand loyalty to this motherfucker. Right? It's like no Jello brand pudding for this ass-eater's escapade. Snack pack's the only one that's gonna do it. Secondly, I'm thinking about this dude in bed with a girl. He reaches over the nightstand. She's like, oh, hey, baby, you getting a condom? I was like, nah, it's pudding time, bitch. Black. I still don't know how to make pudding noises. That joke is still in construction. Black. I don't know. I just keep on blue. I don't know. I don't know the sound that pudding be making. But yo, the third thought is maybe it's me. You know, maybe I'm giving off an ass pudding vibe. You know what I mean? Because he looked me up and down for about 5 minutes. That wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. He looked at me and he's like, he seems approachable. And so he opens up with ass pudding, and my friends, they heard it, right? And I got all these thoughts going through my head, and he put his hand up so enthusiastically for a high five, I just like, bop, gave the motherfucker a high five. And now my friends, they heard the ass pudding comment, they saw the high five, now they think I'm an ass pudding person. Right? Which is, I'm just a polite high five person. It's a different genre of person. But now my friends won't fuck with me anymore. They're like, here comes Steven. Don't keep the pudding away. That's just some shit that happened. Do you guys say I love you a lot? Oh, we got a loveless crowd in DC. Just cold and dark in this basement. We just in here, fuck you. We don't say love. Keep that word out your mouth. You grizzly bear wearing having motherfucker. Dolomite is my name. Yo, I say I love you a lot. I do. I kick it with an I love you crew. Like, we give lots of hugs. We say I love you a lot. I think, well, I say it because to say I love you is just a very easy way to show somebody that they're important, right? And you don't know who needs to hear it, right? All we really want deep down is to feel important. So I say I love you a lot. And where that doesn't fly is on dating apps. Right? Right? You can't say it. Like, from the moment that you show any sexual attraction to another human being until the time that your souls are intertwined for the rest of your life, you can't say I love you to that one person. I say it to everybody else, right? I had this girl message me on Bumble. First message, what are you doing to improve the lives of others on a daily basis? Like, let's just skip the small talk, bitch. And it was a loaded question, but I was like, I'm game, so I wrote back, like, I say I love you a lot. She just wrote back, ew, and then she blocked me. Right? I was like, that's an aggressive way to deal with the L word. But I say I love you a lot, man. Like, if I have a really good show and it's a hot crowd, it's like, yo, thank you so much, everybody, I love you, and I get off stage. If the waiter comes and he brings me extra bread, and I didn't ask for extra bread, motherfucker, I love you. Right? Olive oil, how'd you know, dog? Right? But if the girl that I just started hooking up with, she makes me a cake, and it's my favorite cake, it's like, how did you know my favorite cake? That's so cute. I love that you did that. But I only like you. Don't get it twisted. It's just the English language, you know? I say I love you a lot, but the English language fucks it with it. The Greek have 5 different words for love. And our basic-ass language can't discern between my affection for Capri Sun and the girl I want to spend the rest of my life with. Right? And I fucking love Capri Sun. I love Capri Sun, but I don't want to embrace Capri Sun. I don't want to make family plans with Capri Sun. I just want to put my mouth on its dribble hole, you know? And that's a different type of love. That's that dribble hole mouth love. We've all been a part of that. But that's the same love as starting a family with Capri Sun. It's like, no, I just want to put my straw in you. That shit's stupid. I do, yo, but it's weird. It's just like that one person that you got that sexual attraction to, you can't say I love you, or then it's weird, right? I brought this girl to meet my friends at a party. That's a very big step, right? We're about 2 months into the relationship, introduced her to my friends, that's huge. I had to leave the party early, so I say goodbye to everybody, and on my way out, I was like, babe, everybody, I love you guys, have a good night. I close the door, and then I realized a mistake I had made, and I swing it back over, and it's like, everybody, shh, let me clarify. Babe, stay there. You guys collectively, I love you. You I only like. You give me butterflies when you walk into a room, and you make me want to be a better person, and I only like that. Like you, Frank, taking a beer bong off the counter, love you, dog, keep doing you. I'll see you back at home, babe. I just like you. It's weird, in relationships, it's like the only time that you can just repeat a verb, and that's okay. It's like, did you guys hook up? Right? It's like, nah, I don't love her, I just like her. That's funnier than you're giving it credit for. When I was a freshman in high school, I bought a fistful of penis enhancement pills from an old Guatemalan man in the high school parking lot. Regularly. That was just a thing, yeah. That was just a thing that I did on a daily basis. The whole freshman class did. The jocks, the nerds, drama kids, everybody buying fistfuls of dick pills. The first red flag should have been that the unit of measurement was fistfuls. Right? And so you say, take 2 of these in the morning, jerk off. Take 2 at night, jerk off again. I'm a freshman in high school, I was going to do that shit anyway, right? and so a lot of people were just like really weird. His name was Sal, right? People were like, yo, that guy Sal's a monster. Nuh-uh, he's a marketing genius, homie. He found a consumer base with an insatiable demand for dick pills. Right? Because the freshman psyche's so fragile that if you tell motherfuckers that you stop taking the dick pills, they're gonna make fun of you for your dick not getting bigger. And he knew that, so you walk out in the parking lot, you're like, hey, Steven, you didn't buy any dick pills this week. He's like, I'm trying to eat lunch, dog. I'm a growing boy and I've got a tummy full of dick pills. I went a whole semester without eating lunch. I was just eating dick pills. You know what that does to a growing boy? I stopped growing. You can tell that. Me and my short shins. But it's crazy. We were all kicking it. Everybody was hanging out because we had that one common thread. Dick pills. And then one day the principal got on the intercom. He made a strict, no old Guatemalan men allowed to sell penis enhancement pills in the parking lot rule. And typically I don't like it when big government gets involved with small business. But for that, I was like, word, let's go back to the status quo, right? And so then I was eating lunch. It was crazy. It was so cool. And about 3 weeks goes by, and I go to the grocery store, and I run into Sal. And he gives me the old pitch. He's like, how about you buy these dick pills, Steven? And I put my foot down. I was like, no, Sal, we're better off without you. Everyone's better off without you. He's like, oh, so you figured it out. And I was like, figured what out? He's like, I've been selling all you motherfuckers multivitamins this whole time. And that shit hit me in waves, right? He's like, yo, Sal, like, we developed a relationship. I thought we were friends, homie. Secondly, why'd you make me jerk off, Sal? That was weird. That was weird that you did that. I take everything back about that marketing genius shit. And then he turned the tables on me, and I don't even know like what happened. Every time I think about it, right? But he's like, how about you and I squat up? How about you sell dick pills for me? And I did. In retrospect, I don't know why I didn't just go to a vitamin world, right? But like, he had this Pablo Escobar charisma about him. I just wanted to be part of something bigger than me. I was like, let's do it, Poppy. And so at the peak, I was selling a freezer bag full of dick pills a day, right? It was crazy. It was the most popular I've ever been. I was getting invited to parties I had no business being at. We're going in the bathroom just crushing up B12, snorting it off the toilet seat. It was crazy. It was a crazy time for me. I had so many friends. And then one day, it came crashing down. I come home, my mother is sitting at the coffee table and she's crying. She's like, I was just cleaning inside of your drawers. And I was like, first off, nobody cleans inside of drawers. You're being fucking snoopy. And she's got this freezer bag in front of her. And she's like, I found this in your drawers. Explain yourself. I was like, Mom, it's just multivitamins. She's like, nobody would hide multivitamins. Explain yourself right now. I know they're drugs. I know you're selling drugs. I was like, Mom, I swear they're multivitamins. Explain yourself. And I was like, well, this is what happened. And she just stops crying and she looks me in the eyes. She's like, I just fucking wish they were drugs. Oh, thank you. I ran into you in the bathroom line. I told you I'd be funny. That big guy told me he'd kick my ass if I wasn't funny. I believe him. He's a really big guy. I'm out here fighting for my life with these jokes. Laugh or I'll get my ass beat. Let's keep it going. I smoke a lot of weed. Okay, we got weed people. I smoke a lot. I came home from a show recently, and I got home. My roommates weren't home, and I was very high, and I got on my computer, and I started doing what a lot of us do when we're high, home, alone, on our computers. I started applying for assistant coaching jobs for the local wrestling team. That's the thing that I did. I sent out tons of emails asking wrestling coaches if I could work with them. And I sat all night just sending out emails, and it was so cool. And then the next morning, I get an email back from a wrestling coach, and he sends me an email, and it's kind of in a questionnaire form, right? First question, what's your name? My name's Stephen Campbell. Second question, have you ever been convicted of child molestation? No, I have not. I was fucking killing this test, dog. What's your address? Uh-huh. Seriously, you ever diddled a kid before? No, I have not. What's your social security number? Uh-huh. You and little Timmy on a bus leaving from New York City at 65 miles per hour. Little Katie's on a bus leaving from Oklahoma City at 75 miles per hour. If there's nobody else on the bus and you guys are both going to Chicago, how many times you tried to have sex with little Timmy? And it's like, I don't do word problems, you know? I really did write this email out to a wrestling coach, and he sent a response back, tons of questions, not one question, have you ever wrestled before? It was just like, here's the deal, man, we're just trying to sift through the kid fuckers. like, you promised me you won't have sex with any of these kids, you got the job, motherfucker. So I'm waiting to hear back. I feel like that makes it sound like I'm a kid diddler. I feel like it's more a commentary on the slow-moving bureaucracy of high schools. Sometimes, like, I'm just as surprised at the words that come out of my face hole as you are. And so we're all here together, just learning what I'm going to say. That was stupid. You guys have a most memorable sexual experience? Ooh, we got a quick yes over there. Yo, I got 30 minutes to fill. We got time. What's up? Was it like the best sex you ever had, or just like something that you remember? She's like, I didn't know with that you didn't really hear what I said. But you had that ready. You had that ready. She's like, I wish a motherfucker would ask. A lot of people do. Everybody's got, like, when you get in a circle and everybody starts talking about most memorable sexual experiences, it's usually people one at a time talking about the best sex they've ever had, right? It's just some chick talking about a dude that's in prison now. And everybody's laughing hard. They know prison dick is good dick. True. We got it true over there. I didn't realize we don't like love, and we love prison dick in here. This is great. This is great. Really getting a feel for the crowd. My most memorable sexual experience, I was a freshman in high school, freshman in college. I'm going through these timestamps, right, because we were talking freshman in high school. Now I'm a freshman in college. I've grown. I'm a grown boy. And I started talking to this girl, right, and her name was Aubrey. Things were going well. We were hitting it off, texting and whatnot. We went to a party one night. We got a few drinks. I bring her back to my dorm room, and we start hooking up. And about 5 minutes into hooking up, she stops. She looks me in the eyes, and she's like, Steven, I don't want you to think I'm weird, but I'm about to have a seizure. Not funny at the time. She's like, Steven, I don't want you to think I'm weird. Weird would if you said, hey, Steven, how about we do the Sudoku puzzle? Right? Weird would if you said, like, hey, how about you put your dick in this toaster? Right? This is a medical emergency. She's like, don't freak out, don't freak out. It's early on in my sexual career, as far as I know, 20% of the girls I have sex with have seizures when I have sex with them. Does my dick give girls seizures? I don't know, dog. And she's like, Steven, calm down. I was like, cool, I'm calm. She says, but if it looks serious, I need you to call an ambulance immediately. If it looks serious. I don't know if you've ever had a naked girl have a seizure in your bed. The shit looks serious. So, she has her seizure. And I call 911 and I try to keep my cool. I was like, hey, 911. I don't want to bother you, but I just had sex with this girl, and now she's having a seizure. He's like, good for you, man. Motherfucker was unprofessional. You know, like, he's like, yo, good fucking aside, we'll be there in 5 minutes. And my thought, Aubrey's not gonna die on my watch. I'm gonna get Aubrey dressed, I'm gonna reduce the response time, and I'm gonna bring her down to the lobby. And I'm gonna get her dressed, reduce the response time. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to dress a naked girl having a seizure in your bed. Show of hands. It's not an easy task, dog. It's like a fucked up carnival game. My legs are going every which way, and it's like swing, miss, boom, and I put the pants on. The pants are easy, right? And so I start going in for the shirt, and at that point in time, my roommate walks in. And keep in mind, I've only been living with this dude for 2 weeks. Right? He thinks he's walking in on some reverse sexual assault. He's like, Steven, no means no. It's like, I'm reducing response time. Somehow he understood what I was talking about. And now he's standing on it, and we're cranking it in. So it's just the right hand in, right hand out. Shaking it all about. It's like a fucked up hokey pokey dance. And I get the one hand in, and we get the head in, and then the left arm pinned down. So now this disco inferno's freaking out in my bed. And so I pick her up, and my roommate turns into a third base coach. Opens the door, he's just like, dig, 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 dig. And so I run down the hall as fast as I can, and I take the stairs, I'm not taking the elevator and reduce response time. We discussed this, right? So I go down to the lobby, EMTs are walking in as I'm running in, and I'm sweating, she's sweating. Seizing is a workout, right? And seizing is a workout. But I present her, and I'm covered in sweat, and she is too. And the EMT looks at me, he's like, put her down, you fucking idiot, and go up to your room. And like my thought is like, yo, I didn't expect a parade, but I was the hero in that story, right? And he's like, go up to your room. I'm 18, I'm drinking. He's like, cool. And I just drop her. Right? And I go up to my room, and the shit was fucking with me, man. I go into bed, and I was like, yo, if anybody ever has a seizure on my watch, I need to know how to deal with it, right? I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did something wrong. And so I'm tossing and turning, and I can't go to sleep. And about 4 a.m. rolls around, I was like, I need to figure this shit out, right? And so I go on the computer. And first I go on Facebook, and I was like, hey, Aubrey, had a great time tonight, call me sometime. And then I exit out of that window. I don't need that window anymore. And then I go on WebMD, and I look up what to do when an individual is having a seizure. Rule number 1, never move an individual having a seizure. Right, so I fucked that up bad. And so like, okay, rule number 2, keep her head stable. When I'm having flashbacks, me running down the stairs, this girl's head like, I could have killed her right there. And rule number 3 is disputed, but it said put something in your mouth that you can't bite through, like a wallet or something. And I said it's my most memorable sexual experience, right? Now, if I'm ever lucky enough to be getting a blowjob, my first thought is, bitch, you think this is a game? I know what can happen. You seize up, chop my dick right off. And likewise, if I'm ever pleasuring a girl and she gets a little bit of a leg quiver, I'm reaching in my back pocket and shoving a wallet in her mouth. So, most memorable sexual experience. So then when I got out of college, okay, we're just moving along, the progression of Steven as a person. Do you guys remember like your first like job out of college? Right? Everyone in here had to lie on their resume. DC's a big resume city. Right? Everybody here has had to check somebody else's resume, you know what I mean? I lied on my resume out of college real bad. Like really bad. And because for some reason they didn't want to hear about me working as a busboy at the student union, right? And so I lied, and then once I got there, I was too embarrassed to tell my boss that I lied, so I kept on taking responsibilities that he would give me that I couldn't do, and then a year and a half went by, and they asked me to teach a course at MIT. You see this motherfucker up here? I was teaching a course at MIT, and in my head, I thought I deserved the shit. They're like, we need an expert in high-speed camera sensor technology. I was like, I studied business at Northern Arizona University. I got this. Expert, fuck yeah. Right, I mean, it's just a generational thing, right? Because we've got Instagram models and internet activists. Fuck yeah, I'm an expert. Right, and so, they fly me out there. The whole time, I'm thinking, I'm dope. Right, I spent a whole month memorizing presentations that our engineers had given. And I threw my own little flair on there, right? So we're talking about camera sensors, right? The pixels, the bigger they are, the more light they get in. Smaller ones, less light. So what I did was rolled up a bunch of construction paper, got a bunch of starbursts, and I would throw them at the car. I'm teaching PhD students at MIT, and this is like not passable for kindergartners. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, you're an expert. You got this. And so that's where I thought would be cool. I go to MIT. The first guy that goes up is the top scientist in the Air Force. I'm like, okay, I'm not that much of an expert, but like, okay, the next guy has been studying, he's a PhD in magnetics, has been studying it for 75 years. And I was like, okay, well, okay, maybe not an expert. And then, all my shit is across campus. 90 pounds of equipment. So I have to run, it's the hottest day on record in June in Cambridge. I run back with the 90 pounds of equipment, and I get into the building, and the guy is announcing me as I show up. And he's like, everybody put your hands together for Stephen Campbell. He's an expert in high-speed camera sensor technology. I'm breathing so loud. Give me a round of applause real quick. And everybody can hear me breathing, and I'm just like you memorized it, Stephen, you got this. And so I plugged the HDMI cable in, and I was like, high-speed camera sensor technology. And I do the first slide, and I memorize the things, I say the things, I turn around, everybody's hands up, a whole auditorium of PhD students. And I was like, what's your question? And I'll never forget the question. He's like, how do you convert analog energy back into digital energy? I still don't know the answer. I have no idea what the answer is. Everybody's hands went down with that question. I was like, okay. I think that one is above my pay grade. I think we might talk about it later. How about we just keep... Throughout the whole presentation, I was asked 30 questions. I answered 0 of them. I answered 0 questions. I said that's above my pay grade 3 different times. And at one point in time, I was like, okay, well, hey, it sounds like the question you have is very similar to the question he has. Maybe you guys should talk after this. Because I don't know what I'm doing up here at all. And so, 45-minute presentation, I burned through it in 15 minutes. Now I'm just sitting there for 30 minutes of Q&A. And so I was like, can I get off now? And the guy putting it on has paid me to be there. And I'm just like, he's like, absolutely not. You're up there for 30 minutes. And so I was like, oh, okay. what's your question? And the first question was, how did you get this position? And I was like, oh man, I'm asking myself the same thing right now. Okay, thank you very much. And then I was like, oh, the construction paper. And so then I gave a bunch of people construction paper. I'm sweating on the paper. The paper is all wet. And I start throwing starbursts at PhD students. And I don't explain what the experiment is. I'm just like, here you go, starbursts, right? Light, sensors. You guys get it, right? You're smart. So, it was the worst bomb I've ever had. And then I went into a bar in Cambridge, and I was like, yo, you really need to get better at this public speaking shit. And I got really drunk, and then I was like, yo, maybe you should try to do stand-up comedy. And so that was like 6 years ago to the day. And now I'm not teaching at MIT anymore, but it's still nice to talk to you guys. My name is Campbell. Thank you very much.